Our next state is Wyoming, and we have the green arrow that signifies on his way up the mountain. So way. The capital of Wyoming is Cheyenne, which is a Sioux Indian word. Very cool. I like to see when we are paying homage to our Native American friends who were here before any of us. We have a Wyoming toad. This is the endangered species of the area that is helping us with our memory trick today. And Cheyenne sounds like Cheyenne to me. And so I said, well, why don't we name the toad Anne? Say that she is sort of shy, so she's hiding herself up underneath the arrow, which makes for a very nice, active visual. So the capital of Wyoming is Cheyenne. Next up on our list is Montana, which montaña in Spanish is mountain, so that makes complete sense that you would want to call the state after all of the mountains that are there. The endangered species that is going to help us is the wolverine, and of course I've named her Helena after the capital, which is Helena. She comes to the top of the mountain and scratches a big H on the mountain. Very visual to help you remember. Interesting, the state started out being called things like Squash Town or Crab Town, something like that, and then some miners who came from Minnesota, originally from St. Helena, wanted to name it after the place where they grew up. And so it got the name Helena, which I think is a really beautiful, beautiful name, after St. Helena, one of the saints. Again, a religious name. So the capital of Montana Mountain is Helena. Our next state is Idaho, and we get this from, on my way up the mountain, I thought I apostrophe D, I would, the contraction. It's a little bizarre, but we're running with it. So we have Idaho, and I've enlisted the help of this delightful sage grouse, who is an endangered species in the area. And this sage grouse is extraordinarily noisy, as you can tell. And so we put a little musical instrument, a bugle, next to the sage grouse to show us that, boy, is he noisy, for none other than Boise. So the capital of Idaho is Boise. Idaho is a Native American word, they believe, possibly meaning gem of the river or enemy. I like the former. It sounds so nice. And Boise is comes from early trappers, mountain men, frontiermen, something like that, French, and they came around a corner in the river and saw all these beautiful trees and said, le bois, which is the woods, the trees, or from the river, la rivière boisée, which means the wooded river. So Boise, Idaho. Welcome to Nevada with our snow-capped mountain. Nevada actually means snowfall in Spanish. So appropriate. Our endangered species at the bottom is a desert tortoise, and he is walking toward our clock with no hands, which signifies never from our original story. The capital of Nevada is Carson City, named after Kit Carson, the explorer and guide who really heralded in this whole movement of Western expansion, and we do celebrate him for that. However, he is responsible for so many Native American deaths that it's kind of like a mixed bag there. So our capital, Carson City, the car driven by Bert the Turkey. I put a little car next to the big car, and we're calling that the car's son, because it's a smaller version of him to remind us. And so this very visual clock with no hands to go with never and Nevada, with the car's son in the middle will remind you Carson City. I learned that people who live in Nevada really do not like it when you call their state Nevada, A sounding like in the word father. It's a short A, as in the word alligator, like Nevada. So now I know, and you do too. Okay, let's do a quick review. We have our Wyoming toad helping us She's hiding, so she is Shy for Cheyenne, Wyoming. Then we have our Wolverine, whose name is Helena. She's scratching a big H up on top of the mountain for Helena, Montana. We have the sage grouse, who makes a ton of noise, and so we say, boy, is he noisy, for Boise, Idaho. And last but not least, our desert tortoise, taking forever. And the Cars sun in the middle reminds us Carson City, Nevada. I use Smart Notebook for my review. I find it to be less clunky than PowerPoint, but I know some people don't have Smart Notebook. But it's nice because you can go up and click Edit, Clear Page, and it goes back and starts you over. So just a thought. All right, here we are on the big map. We have Olympia, Washington, Salem, Oregon, Sacramento, California. We have Cheyenne, Wyoming, Helena, Montana, Boise, Idaho, and Carson City, Nevada.